Welcome back, everybody. This is chapter 6 of How God Makes Men by Patrick Morley. Today we're going to be covering Solomon and the principle of success that matters.
Yeah, because Solomon had it all at one point.
He did.
I remember reading when in Kings, I believe it was, that when Solomon ruled, silver was as common as stones in Jerusalem.
It'd be crazy.
Could you imagine being so wealthy? Somebody offered you silver, and you're like, "No, I need gold, minimum." That's peasant money.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. Just being a shop owner and being like, "No, take your silver to somewhere else." Like, I have more silver than I know what to deal with. And to go from that to, I mean, Solomon, Solomon didn't crash and burn, right? God said because of what happened at the end of his rule, God was like, when you pass on, the judgment that I would have given to you, I'm going to give to your son instead. So Solomon ruled in prosperity the whole time of his career, his whole life. And then when his son took over, that's when there was the split between the 11 tribes in Judah.
Yeah. How unfortunate for his son.
Right? It's not even his fault.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he didn't honor God. He had no fear of God.
Yeah, but bringing it back to the book, what did you think about in the beginning when Patrick Morley was talking about, in his line of work, he notices surprisingly few men who are actually content with what they do or who they are.
Yeah, I feel like when you said what he does, the first thing that came to my mind is his stories of being not a property manager, was it a real estate agent, I think. But no, that's not what he's talking about. He's talking about his mentorship. Yeah, I can 100% see it.
Yeah, it didn't surprise me.
No, it didn't surprise me at all to learn that men are not content with who they are or with what they're earning or where they are in life or whatever.
Well, because we always want more, right?
We always want more, and I think there's always this maybe not necessarily a dream, but always this kind of thought in the back of your head that this is not where I'm supposed to be in life. Right? Things are supposed to be better. I'm supposed to be XYZ. Whereas you are wherever you are. I definitely, when I look at my life, I don't think to myself, yeah, I'll be working 9 to 5 for the rest of my life. I definitely think, no, man, there's more to life than this, and I'll get there somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if some of that has to do with the fall of man, like Adam in the garden. Where it talks about what is it?
The curse?
Yeah, the curse, but I can't remember how it's worded. It's you'll work the fields or something and reap something.
Yeah. Essentially, it's that you're gonna the ground will no longer just produce its fruit for you. You have to toil for your food.
Yeah.
Right. Of course, you can look up the actual verse.
Yeah, just quickly.
Should be Genesis chapter 3, I think.
Yes. This is because you listen to your wife. You must not eat from it. Cursed is the ground because of you. Through painful toil, you will eat food from it all of the days of your life. So it's not even close to what I said. Well, sort of, but I don't know.
I think I understand what you were trying to get at, but I'm not sure if that. I mean, it might have something to do.
I was kind of thinking of it because it's I don't know, when we misalign ourselves from God, when we start focusing on our personal goals and our worldly aspirations, it's you accomplish something and then you're immediately going on to the next thing. It's you're never satisfied. It's I don't know, it's you're always gonna thirst for more. So when we look at Solomon and you actually look at what he did, and he looked for absolutely every possible way to try and satisfy himself apart from God. He tried everything, right? He tried women. He had multiple wives. He had like wealth like crazy. He did projects. He amassed like a crazy reputation. And then to come to the end of it, and his conclusion is it's meaningless.
It's chasing wind.
Like, that's wild.
Yeah, to be probably the richest man alive, smartest man alive, to have over 1,000 women at your beck and call, to build palaces and parks and gardens and vineyards, and to plant trees and reservoirs to water all of the plants that you've planted, and to have a large array of like a large assortment of horses and chariots and all of the jewelry to go on the horses and whatever, and like to have, like you said, like throw himself into work and to do all of these things and to seek knowledge and wealth to the fullest extent that he could, and to be like it's all worthless.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's wild, but at the same time, I think it really speaks to like Jesus at the well, right? Like when he's talking to the Samaritan woman, and he talks about him being the living water, or the living water, and those who drink from him, like they'll thirst no more. And I think part of that is like, really, when we start putting God first and we start living for Jesus rather than for ourselves, we find a lot deeper fulfillment through everything that we do. Even if it's like something small, like when you do something, when God tells you to do something, like the sense of fulfillment that you get from it is so much higher than gaining anything in the material. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, and you also got to think about, like, when I think about what Solomon was saying, how like everything is meaningless. Like in the Ecclesiastes, one of the things he said was like I'm gonna build all this. I'm gonna have all this wealth. I'm gonna build this kingdom. It'll be massive. It'll be prosperous.
Yep.
But who's to say that the person who will succeed me won't be a fool and destroy everything that I toiled to build? And it ended up being exactly what happened. But I always think about it from a deeper perspective than that. It was like, at the end of it all, God's gonna destroy everything anyway.
Yep.
If I take the time to really build an empire, a legacy, the lasting legacy from generation to generation, right? My greatest grandchildren, right up until the last, possible moment on Earth, are taking care of my empire, right?
It's worthless.
In the end, God is gonna destroy the heavens and the earth, and my empire will be nothing anyway.
Yep.
Nothing will be left. There will be no traces. There won't be even. I don't even think there will be history.
I think the only thing left is going to be his word.
Right? Like I don't even know if we'll have history of anything that's happened on Earth. There may never be any kind of record. God may say, "This is what happened. This is the past. We're not going to remember the past anymore."
Well, there's this Bible verse where it talks about like all things will pass away, the heavens and the earth, but my word will remain, or something along those lines.
Yeah. No, I understand that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, when we get to heaven, like, because we don't know exactly what's going to happen. Like, we also don't know if there's going to be a record room. Is everything that is happening on the earth, every conversation, every single event, minute or massive, are they being recorded?
Yeah, I guess they'll have the book of life, but
right. But I mean, you understand what I'm saying, right?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And like, will there ever come a point in time where we like go back to the history room to learn about maybe initially people might be going in there because they want to know the history in the Bible, right? So they might want to know more about what David was like, and blah 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 blah. Know what
I think though?
What?
I think when we get there, I don't think we'll care.
I mean, it's entirely possible. I'm just being theoretic.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. I think once we get there, I think what'll happen is like, well, our comprehension will expand, and the problems of the world and the questions of the world will just probably seem completely irrelevant because we won't care, because we'll be like, we're with God now. Nothing else matters.
And God may just give us that knowledge anyway, and so there
Exactly,
won't be
yeah.
a need to go and ask.
Mhm.
It's entirely possible. But getting back to the book, right, talking about how everything's going to be destroyed, totally off topic.
Well, not really though, right? Because we're talking about success that matters. And I think part of understanding, like, well, if my version of success isn't, if it doesn't matter if I'm aligned with the world, well, then you kind of look at it like, well, then what success does matter? And I think part of the issue is we need to redefine what we consider to be success, right? Like, are you looking at your success to be materialism? Or are you looking at, like, you got the nice car, the big house, the fancy whatever, you know, you got all the toys. Like, are you looking at that as success, or are you looking at success as you have a family, you have children, maybe you have a ministry that you're raising up, you're active in your church, you're doing your best you can to serve God with what you have? Like, to me, that's success. To me, the materialism and all of that is it's meaningless, because, like the Bible says, like, gold's going to perish, and our faith is more precious than gold.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that speaks volumes.
Yes, it does. Especially when everybody is so concerned with wealth.
Yeah.
Whether they want to amass it or they just want to make, above what they need, right? They want to, maybe there aren't people who are like, I want to be rich, but there are people who are like, I would just like to make an extra $1,000 more than what I need for whatever reason, just to have, so I never have to worry.
Yeah.
Right? People like that. I don't know, but everybody wants money. Everybody wants money. I won't deny I want money, because...
Well, I mean, when we talk about money, like, money in itself isn't... I don't think money itself is inherently bad, but the love of money is the root of all evil. And I think that's an important distinction, because if we start focusing on money more than we start focusing on God, and we're thinking about money more than we're thinking about God, or more than we're serving God, then it becomes a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But yeah, I like, God is going to bless those who need it. Like, if God wants you to build a ministry, like, he's going to bless you.
Right.
Because he's going to give you the resources that you need to execute what he needs you to do.
Right.
So I don't think money is in itself terrible.
No, it's the pursuit of massive wealth.
Yeah.
Right. The pursuit of money. Yeah, exactly.
But I was, like, looking at my notes, and I realized I only have a single page this week. I guess I just stopped writing. So
I actually didn't find this one to be all, like, this was more about, like, talking about Solomon's story, and there really wasn't tons to talk about, in my opinion.
Well, I mean, I guess there's one interesting fact about Solomon is, like, God literally just appeared before him in a dream and was like, hey, ask for whatever you want. Like, could you imagine?
Yeah.
God appears to you before a dream and is just like, hey, what do you want? Ask me anything. Like, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, I don't even know what I would ask for. I'd probably just be like, and then of course you'd be like, is this a test?
Mm-hmm.
Should I really say what I want? I don't even really know what I want.
Yeah.
Or there's going to be those people who are like, oh, I want this. And they're going to say it immediately. But for me, it would definitely be like, I don't know. Can you give me, like, some options?
Yeah. I don't know, but I think Solomon had the right answer, though.
No, that was...
Discerning heart.
Yep. That was a great answer.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if you think about it, having a discerning heart, having wisdom would allow you to generate the wealth on your own, right? Because you'd have the wisdom to know what to do. Or maybe not. That would be knowledge, but you'd have the wisdom to make the smart choices, which would lead to a knowledge in what to do. And so eventually the wealth would have come eventually. And God said, I'm going to bless you with this anyway.
Yeah, he was pleased with his answer, so he gave him wealth and honor above what he asked for, so that no king in his time was his equal. Yeah,
and he said that no one would be as wise as he would be. No one would be as wealthy as he would be.
Yeah. Which is crazy to think about because we have people now reaching like the trillionaire status soon.
And they still aren't wealthier than Solomon.
Crazy.
How much gold and silver does that you have to have in order for that to be like no one's as wealthy as Solomon ever, period.
I guess the question is like where to go.
A lot of it went to the temple.
Probably.
A lot of it went to the temple.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you read like how like what went into the temple recently?
Not recently, no.
Oh, it's in like I've read it a couple of times. They built, I believe it was like 8 bulls completely out of bronze, 100% out of bronze.
Like the cow bull?
Yeah.
Or like a big...
Like an actual, like a bull, like a
Oh.
cow bull. They made, I believe it was 8 bulls, and then they built an ocean on top of it, completely out of bronze,
Mhm.
and it was filled with water, and it was in a portion of the temple. There were pillars that were completely out of bronze. The walls were cedar, 100% overlaid with gold, and they were like carved like pomegranates and trees and cherubim.
Mhm.
Like, oh yeah, like you would walk in, and then as soon as you got into like the holier parts, it would just be gold, just gold and bronze, gold and bronze. That's all you could see everywhere, gold and bronze.
I think that'd be really cool to see though.
Like, I'd like to, if I ever had a chance to go back in time. I mean, aside from going to talk to see Jesus, I would like to go see the temple.
It'd be pretty cool though.
That would be amazing. To read about it is one thing, but to see it,
Mhm.
to see the master artwork that went into building this, because it took, I want to say 8 years, and he had a master like metal worker working on all the bronze,
Mhm.
everything. And that guy was there for 8 years building the cows and the ocean and building all this stuff out of bronze and et cetera, et cetera. And just like the amount of effort and wealth that went into the temple, the artistic, not even like the material value, but the artistic value of the temple itself would have been
Huge.
amazing to see.
Mhm.
Like I don't think there's anything on earth that could compare. Like it would have been
modern architecture.
Oh.
absolutely not.
I'd like to see it.
I think it'd be cool for sure. I definitely do. But reeling it back into the book, did you have any points that you wanted to capture in
Just-
addition to what we talked about?
No, not really. Just that real wealth is not money. Real wealth is your family and what you have. Right?
Mhm.
Having a right relationship with God, having a right relationship with your family, and being content with what God gave you.
Absolutely. Amen to that. So with that, we'll close this up. You can join us next week. We're going to be talking about chapter 7. And again, the book is How God Makes Men by Patrick Morley. And we're going to be covering Nehemiah. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And the principle of a passionate calling. I'll see you over there.